All right, so the heat, a big story. Another big story that we're following today is former North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper has officially announced his candidacy for the state's open U.S. Senate seat. He announced this in a video posted on social media this morning. I got the notification this morning, and it's one of those things like we were not surprised because we were sort of anticipating this news, but it's still kind of surprised. You're like, okay, all right.
It's still a big,
you never know where you're going to get that news, how you're going to get the news. So again, he posted that announcement this morning. WCNC Charlotte's Kaylin Hagwood is here in studio following this. Kaylin, again, big news. Former governor. Who were you able to speak with about this to break this down?
Yeah, I spoke with a political science professor about this, Nick, and honestly, a lot of folks are just thinking the way that you guys are thinking. This is the worst kept secret ever. Did we? I mean,
everybody kind of knew.
We're surprised, right? No, we're not really surprised.
Right.
But, big news. Maybe we're more surprised that he announced it on X, but he did announce it on X, what about 2.5-minute video. And what I took away from it is that he's trying to maybe get away from what has become a bit of a Democrat stereotype that they can't necessarily connect with rural voters or rural America, wanting to really play on his strengths and who he is as a person, and the fact that he did grow up on a farm in North Carolina. His mom was a teacher, and wanting to play on those strengths. He was attorney general. He did prosecute cases, and so wanting to talk about law enforcement and that connection. And so I think that he's trying to draw that middle ground to show himself as this sort of candidate for all of North Carolina and perhaps even all of America, if he should choose to run for president one day, which I think it may be in his interest.
I mean, this is, I remember back in Raleigh, before his term as governor was up, folks are already speculating, like, he may run for Congress. I mean, so it was always the next step as far as Governor Cooper. Again, you spoke with, who did you speak with? You spoke with a political science professor. Was it Michael Bitzer?
Yeah.
Did he weigh in on the race? I guess what's next as far as
well, what's interesting is that there was, at least one other Democrat in the race that he just sort of bowed out. He's like, you know what, I'm good. It's fine. You know what I mean? And it makes sense because Cooper has not lost. I mean, he is the undefeated champion, and he's in here, and folks want to move out. But he's well positioned to be successful in this race. He's likely going to face off against Michael Whatley, and if he does face off against Michael Whatley, I mean, Whatley already has the endorsement of President Trump, and so that endorsement does carry weight for voters here in North Carolina, and especially Republican voters who are looking for the best direction to continue the president's Make America Great Again initiative. And so I think it will be is testy the right word? I don't know.
Yeah, it's never going to be testy.
Our Ben Thompson talked this morning. We brought him on here, and he pretty much said, like, you expect it to get kind of heated, kind of spicy. Like, it's going to be a kind of like bring your popcorn and watch what happens.
I mean, Michael Whatley led the charge on a lot of the legislation Cooper vetoed, and Michael Whatley, working in Raleigh, he was kind of spokesperson to the Republican-controlled legislator that had them a supermajority. So it's definitely, you're right. It's definitely going to get tested. Yeah, it's going to get spicy.
I think as much as Cooper having that, that the story of, as I talked about him being sort of the rural America guy and being able to, stand on that as he gives his announcement speech. Republicans are going to be able to look at his history as governor and poke holes into his story and say, well, what did he do on this issue? How did he respond to that issue? And, you talked about Ben Thompson saying how nasty or testy or spicy this could become when you can look at someone's history like that, because he does have such a long history in politics. It becomes kind of easy to pull things out and say, well, what about this? And make a big blow about it. So it's definitely going to be a race to watch, and I know that the governor is going to be speaking on MSNBC tonight at 9, so I don't know if we'll get anything new from that, but it'll be interesting to hear his take.
A once vice president candidate, hopeful, maybe now running for U.S. Senate in North Carolina. Before we let you go, were you able to talk to any of Cooper's friends, family, colleagues? If so, how are they reacting?
You know, I've reached out to some folks waiting to hear back, but
Yeah.
I have read in some different articles, family members and friends of family, rather, excited about the opportunity and what this could mean for the Democratic Party. Of course, national Democrats have been hoping to see former Governor Cooper get into this race, and not only because he's a strong person that can pull in a lot of donations and dollars and run, but because they are trying to define what the party looks like going forward. And so when you see what's happening in New York and you see a candidate like Mamdani, and what does that look like and what does that mean for the direction of the party, and then you have Cooper, who is going to face this very intense race, and they're going to certainly be able to test different things out with him, and what does that look like for the party. So I think they're going to constantly be kind of picking and choosing and testing as they work to define what the Democratic Party is going to look like going forward.
And to your point, I feel like top Democrats are working to figure out, what is our messaging? What is our what do we look like? Are we more of Cooper, or are we more Mamdani, or how can we merge that together? So, I mean, we still have a long way until 2026.
And I will say, when you talk about a Mamdani, we're also talking about an age gap, right?
Yeah.
So will they be looking for someone with the maybe the youth and energy of a Mamdani, or will they be looking for someone who's a little bit more seasoned politically, like a former Governor Roy Cooper? So we'll have to see how that all plays out.
It's getting really, really interesting. And again, we're more than a year out from that election, but we already starting to feel the hype and everything surrounding that. Kaylin, thank you for your time. Oh, before I let you go, I asked everybody this because I always try to remember when I check teams, what time can folks check out your story this evening?
I thought this was going to be this is a fun question. I was like, is this like a trivia question? I'm like, oh my goodness. 4 and 5.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 and 5 on WCNC.
See, that wasn't.
You can see it right here.
I will say, well, yeah, but I have to turn.
Yeah,
I have to turn. I was trying to make it natural.
No.
Yeah, Caitlin thought I was coming with a haymaker. No.
It's because it's your personality. I'm like, okay, what's this going to be?
Caitlin, thank you for your time. Again, an interesting race that we're following here. Cooper making that announcement today. We will continue to follow this. And actually,